Welcome to Win the Day from Back to the Bible. I'm your coach, Pastor Nat, and today we want to talk about the book of Daniel. If you're like me, you sweat over elections. I mean, let's face it, elections have consequences. We want our person to win so our values, agenda, and culture are realized. And in the United States, we are blessed to be able to run for election and vote in those elections. And because so much is riding on this, we get worried and we get worked up. But what if we didn't have to get worked up? What if there was a plan that we cannot alter or mess up? Well, there is. That is why we should study the book of Daniel. The book of Daniel was written by the famous Daniel from the lion's den story. It was written between 535 and 530 BC. Daniel's life and ministry bridged the entire 70-year period of Babylonian captivity. Deported to Babylon at the age of 16, Daniel becomes God's prophetic spokesman to the Gentile and Jewish people, declaring God's present and eternal purpose. 9 of the 12 chapters in his book revolve around dreams, including God-given visions. In these visions, Daniel shows God's guidance, intervention, and power in the activities of mankind. The book of Daniel was written to encourage the exiled Jews by revealing God's sovereign plan for Israel during and after the period of Gentile rule. This period is not permanent, and a time will come when God will establish the Messianic kingdom, which will last forever. Daniel repeatedly emphasizes the sovereignty and the power of God over human affairs. Is Jesus found in the book of Daniel? Well, the answer is absolutely. Many people believe that Jesus is the fourth man in the fiery furnace in the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Not only that, Christ is the great stone who will crush the kingdoms of this world as found in chapter 2. He is also the Son of Man who is given dominion by the Ancient of Days in chapter 7. We find him in the vision of the 69 weeks. This here pinpoints the coming of the Messiah. So what is the main thing from Daniel? It is simply that God is in control. Daniel chapter 2, beginning in verse 19, says, Daniel praised the God of the heavens and declared, May the name of God be praised forever and ever, for wisdom and power belong to him. He changes the times and seasons. He removes kings and establishes kings. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to those who have understanding. He reveals the deep and hidden things. He knows what is in the darkness, and light dwells with him. And then Daniel writes this, In the days of those kings, the God of the heavens will set up a kingdom that will never be destroyed, and this kingdom will not be left to another people. It will crush all these kingdoms and bring them to an end, and will itself endure forever. You see, friend, God is in control. Nothing we do or say will thwart God's plans. The kings, queens, presidents, mayors, governors, etc. are all under the supervision and sovereignty of God. This should help us trust him and rest in his control each and every day. So here's my challenge for you. Trust through obedience. There is no doubt that the world is not as it should be. Elections don't turn out as we desire. Leaders disappoint us. But that does not dictate our response, our obedience, and our trust for God. So today, choose to trust God in whatever season you are facing. God deserves to be trusted. When we know, trust, and obey God, we will win the day.